Good afternoon, and welcome to a special plenary session where we will be meeting all of the leaders of the DbI networks and learning all about them. My name is Andrea Pringle, and it is my pleasure to introduce the moderator for this session. Therese Van Nunen is the DbI network coordinator, and she is a member of DbI Mancom and Comcom. In daily life, she is working as a certified psychologist at Royal Kentalis in the Netherlands. She is coordinator and chairperson of a multidisciplinary diagnostic team and is involved in several research projects at Kentalis Academy. She is specialized in diagnostics and assessment of cognition and other developmental areas of persons with congenital deafblindness and persons with deafness in combination with an intellectual disability. In the past, she was involved in international projects in Uganda, Burkina Faso, and Ethiopia. So over to you, Therese.
Thank you. What an introduction. I didn't expect that. Well, welcome everybody to this special event. Welcome to the DbI networks. And I know I had to give a description of myself, and I will do it very shortly. I'm 5 feet tall, short hair, but most important is a description that you are seeing a very proud DbI network coordinator, because see next to me mostly all the network coordinators or their representatives are here. And given the growth of the networks over the past 4 years, both in number but also in number of network members, we can conclude that networks play a central role within DbI. It's all about connecting people and sharing knowledge. So I'm very honored to introduce to you at this moment the upcoming 45 minutes, the DbI network leaders or their representatives. They will introduce their networks and in a very short elevator pitch, because as you know, we've grown in number, so we have 7 networks at the moment, and most of the network representatives or network leaders are here. So they all prepared a short pitch to introduce their network, and we will start with Peter Simcock of the Acquired Deafblindness Network.
Thank you, Therese. I feared you'd do it in alphabetical order and that I'd have to go first. And I'm an academic, not a salesperson, but here goes my pitch. So, hello everyone, I'm Pete Simcock, and I have the privilege of being the chair of the Acquired Deafblindness Network, working alongside my 2 co-chairs, Femke Krijger and Liz Duncan, who are also here at the conference. The Acquired Deafblindness Network, or ADBN, is a network for anyone with an interest in acquired deafblindness. We define acquired deafblindness as deafblindness acquired after the acquisition or development of language. This therefore includes age-related deafblindness or dual sensory loss and deafblindness acquired earlier in life. I'm delighted to say that we now have over 360 members in our network from across the world, with representatives from all continents. Our members are people living with acquired deafblindness, practitioners from a range of professions, academics from a range of disciplines, and those who are a combination of these things. We have adopted 3 core principles in our work: to connect, to celebrate, and to grow. We aim to enhance understanding of acquired deafblindness by developing and sharing not only theoretical and research knowledge, but also that from lived experience and professional practice. This is important. The deafblind population is expected to expand, with the largest group being those with age-related deafblindness, and yet knowledge about acquired deafblindness is less well developed. We do know that acquired deafblindness has its own challenges, distinct from those associated with congenital deafblindness. ADBN engages its members through projects such as our Celebrating Contributions project, ADBN News, our newsletter, its Facebook page, events at Deafblind International Conference, and through its series of webinars. Our webinars, all of which are free to members, have covered topics such as deafblind art, best practices in social care, tactile transition, existential care for acquired deafblind people, the experiences of deafblind researchers, and the development of an ICF core set for deafblindness. Our newsletter includes requests from members for information, the latest publications in the field, and original articles that have covered topics such as acquired deafblindness and the enjoyment of music, acquired deafblindness and the enjoyment of sex, our most popular edition, and acquired deafblindness and technology. Our communications, thanks to our members, are all sent in Spanish and in English, and our newsletter, again thanks to our members, is now available in English, Spanish and French. So please do check out our website, email me or come and say hello to me at the conference to find out, or hopefully to join our network. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Peter. Then I would like to ask the next one, and that's my dearest colleague Anne Schone from the Charge Network.
Thank you. Trace already introduced me. I'm a colleague of Trace and I'm from the Netherlands. And I am here to represent Andrea Wanka because she's the network leader of the Charge Network and she cannot be here today, so am I. The Charge Network is quite a large network, I think. It's about 150 members that we have, or a little bit more, and we're still growing. The focus, of course, of our network is on Charge syndrome. As it's a very complex syndrome, we want to share knowledge, expertise, experiences with each other. And it's a network that's open for professionals, for researchers, but also especially for parents, for family and friends, and of course also the people with Charge themselves. We hope to welcome more of those in our network. In the past, the Charge network was a pretty active network, organizing many pre-conferences, connected to the DbI conferences, for example. A couple of years ago, we published a small book. It's also available on the website from the Charge Network at the DbI website. It's covered full of stories from people with Charge syndrome and their bodies, and it's really interesting to read that. It's available in English and it's in German. I don't think it's in German on the website, but you can contact me or Andrea for that. You may have noticed that this year the pre-conference was cancelled, unfortunately, because there have been some changes in the task group of the Charge Network, and we were looking for new people to focus on the future. So that was also the theme of our network yesterday. We had a network meeting, and I met some great, wonderful people. A lot of you were there, and we also had some online participants. And we focused on the future. What do we want to do with the network? What ideas do we have? What topics should we discuss? And we do have some nice topics. We want to share on case discussions, but also online meetings to discuss topics regarding Charge syndrome. And hopefully we can organize a pre-conference during the next DbI conference as well. And we did welcome some new members of the task group, so I'm really, really happy with that. So I'm confident we'll be active the next couple of years. And maybe you think, well, Charge Network, that will be something for me. If you do have any questions, just contact me during the conference or contact me or Andrea afterwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anne. Then the next one I would like to introduce to you is the Communication Network, and Saskia will introduce that network.
Hello, everyone. My name is Saskia Damen. I am the new leader of the Communication Network. I took this over from Marleen Jansen, and I'm closely collaborating with Helle Bullund Selling from Denmark, Meredith Prain from Australia, and Steve Roche from the UK. I'm really happy now to be able to communicate with you at this very moment, despite having only 3 minutes. And I think communication is a very important topic. It's probably what makes us human. And we also know that for people with deafblindness, communication can be a daily struggle. And also their parents, their family members and professionals also have often lots of questions about communication. So I think therefore it's not strange that our DbI communication network is the oldest network of DbI. In fact, it already exists for 34 years. Our network is, however, not at all aging. We are very active, and it's a very lively network that has organized many conferences and webinars in the past with the aim to share the latest knowledge internationally from different perspectives. And you can find the latest webinar on tactile communication strategies on our page on DbI's website. In this conference, we also organized a successful 2-day pre-conference with presentations of people who live with deafblindness, their parents, researchers, and practitioners. And we had in-depth discussions on the state-of-the-art of topics such as communication interventions, communication assessment, tactile communication, and family support. We warmly welcome new members to join us, and we are open to people with various backgrounds. And when joining us, you not only can participate in our activities, but you can also influence the type of activities we organize and the topics on our agenda for knowledge sharing. So, if your heart goes out to communication and deafblindness and you want to connect with others with the same interest from various countries, then I think the DbI Communication Network is something for you to join. So you can indicate that to the DbI Secretariat, or you can also contact us here during the conference. You can come to me or to Meredith or to Helle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Saskia. And going from one of the oldest networks, we are now going to one of the youngest networks, and that's the Family Network. So I would like to introduce to you Mary Carmen.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Maria del Carmen Xelesque. I am a secretary of the network, and today I represent the DbI Family Network, and I am also bringing hola, means hi, sent by Maciel Requena, the coordinator of the network, as well as Aurea Sosa, consultant of families who are in Venezuela and Argentina, respectively, as well as the greetings of my family, which lives in Mexico City. The DbI Family Network aims to be a space for families of the world. This means the opportunity to meet, strengthen, and establish common objectives and goals for the empowerment and establishment of human rights and family matters. The importance of the family in the process of inclusion of people with deafblindness and multiple disabilities is fundamental. And at the same time, it is imperative that these families have specialized care services, primary caregiver care, established support networks, and guarantees of services for the adult life of our children that ensures a quality old age for us and an adult life with opportunities for them. Special mentions refers to the team of the siblings of people with deaf blindness who also need a space for expression and exchange of vision to grow in a balanced and full way reaching adulthood with a great criteria and mission of life of their own. This network expects to have representatives in each of the countries that makes up the DbI, and also something important for this network is to promote knowledge of families, value their experience, and share common ideas and needs, as well as the importance of recognize the participation of all the actors involved in the process, such as education, professionals, researchers, and society in general. To get closer to this objective, during the following months, webinars will be held on specific topics of common interest and to form the family network database, among other important topics. I want to tell you that being part of the DbI Family Network represents an added value to the work that for years the family of people with deaf blindness and multiple disabilities have established in the world. Joining our efforts, experience, and wisdom means taking firm steps to achieve quality services and programs for us and our children, and therefore achieve a great global community. We invite you to be part of this network of families who share the need to continue moving forward and help those who have not been able to find their voice. And I hope that someday, not so far, maybe in the next country that the conference takes place, all of us can see the walls full of pictures of every family that lives in the world, sharing the deaf blindness, but also sharing the joy of living. So thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria del Carmen, for your beautiful words. Thank you. Well, the next one is the Network of the Americas, and I would like to invite Teresa Tenkok. Please, Teresa.
Hello. My name is Teresa Tancock, and I'm the Executive Director for the Canadian Deafblind Association BC chapter, and the new chair for the the new chair for the Network of the Americas. And how did that happen, you ask? Well, that was through the convincing of our dedicated and committed committee of now 9 people, a great group of people that have worked hard to bring something to all of the Americas. This is a geography-based network that started in 2018. There's 35 countries across the Americas, and 18 of those are represented by our network. Some of them, there are a few that are not within the Americas because of relocation, etc., but we welcome anyone who is interested in sharing, networking, offering information, gleaning information within the Americas and from the Americas. The committee meets monthly to bring you activities such as in 2018, we did a conference in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and we also had 2 topical discussions which brought many people together on subjects that are relatable for our group. We have 272 members, and it consists of professionals, educators, families, and of course individuals with deaf blindness. Our topical discussions are brought to you in English, Portuguese, and Spanish, so that we can accommodate anybody who is participating in our group. Our focus is the sharing of information, the sharing of things that we do within our communities and within our realms as professionals and educators and families, learning the different cultures and supporting each other. And we welcome anyone who is interested in being part of this to share with us and learn with us and grow with us. We're hoping that 272 grows the number of our members. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. And then the next one will be the outdoor network. And I would like to introduce to you Ingrid Korenstra.
Hello everyone, my name is Ingrid Korenstra and I'm from the Netherlands and I'm representing the DbI Outdoor Network. Joe Gibson, the network leader, isn't here, so I will do the honor. What is the Outdoor Network and who is it for? The Deafblind International Outdoor Network is for all people who enjoy or use the outdoor environment. It is open to people whose deafblindness is either acquired or congenital, as well as to families, support staff, teachers and other professionals. The network aims are to promote the use of the outdoor with and for people who are deafblind for leisure, educational and therapeutic purposes, and to develop an understanding of some of the theories relating to the beneficial use of the outdoor environment and how this might apply to people who are deafblind. To share practice of and opportunities for using the outdoor with people who are deafblind, and to share different cultural ways of using and viewing the outdoor environment. So what does the network do? There is a mailing list of people who are expressed an interest, and there is a Facebook group to share news and ideas, and we have 242 members on the Facebook page and more than 140 people on the mailing list from more than 20 countries. So there is a group that meets each year for a week of activities, and this year it will be in the Netherlands, and it's from 25 to 29 September, and I'm involved in the organization, so I can tell you there are some few places left, so maybe someone is interested to join the Outdoor Week. Well, at the moment we are in the progress of reorganizing the structure of the outdoor network, and we are looking for people to take a more active role in the future. And we are looking to expand from the current structure to a broader structure with more people from a wider range of places. So soon there will be a message on the Facebook page, and there will be a mailing list to make sure that interested people are signed up. So look at the Facebook page and you can search for Outdoor Network Deafblind International. And do you want to know more about the Outdoor Network? You can find the information on the DbI website. If you want to know more about Out of the Comfort Zone, there are a lot of beautiful videos on YouTube to watch, and it's about earlier weeks we had the International Outdoor Weeks. And if you want to know more about organizing outdoor activities, just mail us, contact us. Well, there's so much to tell, and I think my 3 minutes are almost past. So I want to say something Joe Gibson said. The nature is outside your window every day, and there are many ways to enjoy and use the nature. Only your imagination is the limit. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. And thank you, Joe, for his very beautiful words. The next one is the research network. So, Walter, please.
Thank you, Therese. Yes, I'm back. So I get to represent the research network today, which is run by me and 4 colleagues in the new cycle now. I'm joined by Saskia Damen from the Netherlands, by Caroline Gravel from Germany, Atul Jaiswal, who is originally from India, and Meredith Brain from Australia. So we try to keep it global. You've seen an example this morning of the kind of activities that the research network Network is engaged in, but I actually want to expand a little bit on the idea that there are really three ideas behind the Research Network. There are not that many researchers in deaf blindness. There are few and far between, and it is sometimes tricky for us to find each other, to connect with each other, and also to connect our students and trainees to each other. So one of the missions of the Research Network is to create a network among researchers in the field. But the other two missions are more linked to knowledge translation, whereby researchers are often looking for ways to bring research knowledge into an applied context, whether that is rehabilitation, whether that is habilitation, whether it is any kind of accommodation or technology development. But the third aspect is the reverse of this, whereby researchers want to be involved and informed by the people that actually benefit from this work. So the network also tries to create situations where anybody can inform researchers what they really believe is necessary and needed and what we should be doing next. You're lucky because the Research Network meeting is tonight, so you haven't missed it. And you're all very welcome to join us this evening. Even if you're not a member of the network, please do come and please do join. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter. Then the next one we have here is Eric from the Technology Network.
Let's talk about technology. Let's talk about inspiration. Let's talk about opportunities. Let's talk about motivation. Let's talk about the Deafblind International Technology Network. All kinds of technologies are available nowadays, and more are within reach. This is wonderful. This is challenging. And there are many questions, many problems, many cases to be solved for people with deaf blindness. People with deaf blindness have unique challenges in their daily lives. The use of technology possibly can offer a solution. It's important to collect and answer these questions. The exchange of knowledge and experience is indispensable in this regard. In addition, there are countless new developments in the world of technology. What possibilities and opportunities do these new developments offer, and how inspiring can these advancements be? Technology is developing quickly, but often needs to be adapted to be accessible for people with a vision and hearing impairment. We believe it's important to share experiences so that all of us can inspire and learn from each other. This way, smart solutions may be used by many more persons. Our focus is on the broad field of technology that is applicable for people with deaf blindness, both acquired and congenital. We aim to find technology that encourages self-determination, communication, independence, and entertainment. We want to integrate the knowledge and experiences of people with deaf blindness and let them fully participate in the quest how to answer questions and solve problems. And for that reason, in 2020, we founded the Deaf-Blind Technology Network, a network with passionate and highly motivated professionals and experienced experts. As we speak, this week, we reached the number of 100 members and all of the continents are represented. So, in summary, the aims of the Technology Network is making existing and new technology in a wide range of branches, including ICT and audiology, accessible for people with deaf blindness. Collecting needs and ideas related to this topic from people with deaf blindness. Finding technical solutions either by adjustment or of existing applications or by developing new technologies. To promote scientific research on haptic perception and haptic technology. and share information about existing devices and applications in relation to persons with deafblindness and their involved professionals. So, in case of questions, find me, and we talk about technology, we talk about inspiration, we can talk about opportunities and motivation. Yes, then we can talk about the Deafblind International Technology Network.
Thank you, Eric, for this very inspirational talk. And then the next one is Emma Boswell from the Usher Network.
Hello everyone, I'm Emma Boswell. I'm a service manager from the UK and I head up a service for Usher syndrome. I have Usher syndrome myself and I'm also the lead of the Usher network. Now, it may seem unusual that you've all heard Emma being introduced and for those who can't see me, hearing a man's voice. However, we've had a pre-conference before the DbI conference this year. And we had speakers on research, genetics, employment. I'm racking my brains, there was so much. We had an interesting talk on Charles Bonnet syndrome. We had an interesting panel, people talking about lived experience and how Usher syndrome affects them and their whole existence. So we've had a very packed and interesting conference this year, as we have in years gone by. I think without the people who have professional or family connection to Usher syndrome, we wouldn't, have the rich diversity that we've been able to bring together. So my thanks to them. The value of the Usher network is all about information, shared practice, collaboration, experience, for those who have Usher syndrome, those who work with people who have Usher syndrome and their families. I'd encourage anybody who has an interest and who is available between 5:30 and 6:30 to come to my meeting and find out more about the network. We're looking for switched on people to take the work forward in the years to come. It's a rich journey that we've been on, and I'm sure the next few years are going to be interesting as well. And only with involvement will we progress. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Emma, for your presentation about the Usher network. And then the next one is the Youth Network. And I would like to ask Simon to come over here.
Thank you. I'm Simon, representing the UK from the Youth Network. So the Deafblind International Youth Network provides a global platform in which young deafblind people can form peer group friendships at a range of network events, including holidays, short breaks, exchange visits, and online forums. Membership is open to deafblind youth aged 14 to 26 years. The United Nations defined youth as these ages. So I do apologise for anybody over the age of 26 who is now feeling old. It's not all bad news. We have associate membership, which is open to professionals or family members who work or have connections with deafblind youth. The Youth Network Friends in Touch programme is a worldwide correspondence group making connections between deafblind youth. The project encourages friendships to end isolation, foster learning about cultures, and promote communication. Whatever method, from pre-symbolic to formal, the Friends in Touch programme is for everyone. There are 32 established friendships linking deafblind youth from countries including Romania, India, Iceland, England, Somalia, and Australia. The Deafblind International Youth Network has also published 2 collections of testimonies written by deafblind youth. These include A Glimpse of Our World and A Glimpse of Our COVID World. Each book contains personal stories from network members, including realities of living through a pandemic. The Youth Network has also published a cookery book. This is where members have shared traditional and original recipes from their own culture. And I'm sure you're thinking of that now as lunch is approaching. So personally, why have I invested in the Youth Network? Well, the reason is that these people are the future. And in 10 years or so, they will probably be taken to a stage similar to this, or will be in the audience. So I feel it's very important to connect these young people at this early stage, embedding for their world of networking in the future. So we'd be delighted to have new members join the network or involved in planning our activities. And I am going to announce our next activity at the end of the conference to those associated with the network. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Simon. And then we have one of the youngest networks. It's just a couple of days old. Maybe a sort of baby network, but it isn't. And that's our new Deafblind Education Network. And I'm very glad that I can ask Anders to tell something more about this important network, new network.
Thank you very much. My name is Anders Rund. I'm a teacher. I work in Aalborg, Denmark. I'm representing the brand new network within DbI named Deafblind Education Network. And as you said, just approved Sunday by the board of DbI, and I thank you all for that. This is a network for educators, for teachers who are in doubt or are curious to know how to teach, how to bring on a subject or a theme to a student with deafblindness. This is a forum on Facebook where you can ask the questions and you can expect an answer coming from a colleague around the world. This is all to the benefit of the students with deafblindness and yourself, of course. So please join. And I'm having a paper here, which is also in the booth of DbI, just outside in Hall. And you can easily take a photo and you'll go directly to the Facebook page. Thank you very much. Please join.
Thank you, Anders. And now we also have, if it's right, contact with the European Deafblind Network on Zoom. So hopefully there will be...
Yes. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daniela, and I am here to represent the European Deafblind Network and its president, Ricard Lopez. As Ricard's assistant, I apologize on his behalf for his absence. However, I'm very pleased to meet you virtually, and thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to introduce our organization. As one of the oldest networks of deafblind people, families, and professionals, we are deeply committed to empower and advocate for the rights of deafblind individuals and their families. We want to provide support and representation for this community across Europe. One of our primary goals is to establish a strong lobby structure so that we can have a meaningful impact on political decisions within the European Parliament and the European Commission. By doing so, we aim to bring the voices of the deafblind and their families to the forefront of the policymaking processes. We firmly believe that by engaging with policymakers, we can secure specific resources and support for our community. Our network has made several significant strides towards raising awareness about deafblindness, and that is thanks to the organizations and networks like yours. One example of this is the recognition of deafblindness in the European Parliament through the Declaration on the Rights of Deafblindness. In 2014, we successfully carried out our Deafblind Indicators project, in which 27 European countries and 9 leaders established indicators to measure this condition. Another example of our efforts is our current ICF Core Set project, which aims to improve the detection and treatment of this disability using indicators of the World Health Organization. I invite you to look for our booth about the project in the conference because we are currently seeking participants for our last 2 studies. Finally, our network is tirelessly fighting for the creation of a reference center for deafblindness in Europe, for which we actively work with policymakers, European Parliament and the European Commission high-level officials, and relevant stakeholders. So today, taking advantage of this brief presentation, we invite you to join us in our mission. Your support and engagement will make a substantial difference in shaping a more inclusive and accessible future for this community. Whether you're an individual, a part of a family committee, or a deafblind association, there are many, many ways to get involved. So thank you for your time today, and I encourage you to connect with us, to visit our webpage and learn more about the European Deafblind Network. Thank you so much.
So, thank you. That was the European Deafblind Network. Maybe you noticed, but we haven't had all the networks today, and I will mention them shortly. We missed today the Africa Network, we missed today the Creative Arts Network, but I would like to tell you that this afternoon at 6:30 there will be a meeting of this network, the Creative Arts Network, and I will be there represented the network coordinator of this network. So, and we missed the Ibero-Latin American Network, and that was it. And then you heard everything. So, my last words are, during lunch, during the couple of days, go to the DbI booth and make yourself a DbI member. Once you are a DbI member, you can become a member of all these networks you like, you are interested in. That could be one network, that could be more networks. And notice that it's not only separate networks, you know, they're also collaborating together because we have common topics. So please join all the networks. You hear what they are doing. They're doing great jobs. They have wonderful webinars, wonderful activities, so please join them and be part of this big family. And then I have one word left, and that's especially for one person. You know, every 3 months, all the network leaders, we have a meeting, and every 3 months we are supported by Graciela Ferrioli, and she wouldn't like to come here on stage, but she is supporting us, all the networks, with if we want to do something on social media, you know, and not all of us are so very practical in doing that. Well, and then we have Graciela, and she will do it in a very quick way. So from here, I would like to thank Graciela for her efforts and her work during our network activities. So this was it. I think we managed to do it in 45 minutes. That's a great job. So thank you all and enjoy your lunch.
Thank you, Trees, and our network leaders for sharing the opportunities that exist to become involved in the DbI community. So it's now time for lunch. I see you all leaving. So continue to make your way over to Canada Hall 2 next door. And during the break, don't forget to visit our exhibitors, and also the Group D posters will be presented. So just to let you know before you go, following lunch, we have 2 more concurrent sessions to enjoy, and then we will all meet back here in Canada Hall 1 at 3:45 p.m. for our next plenary session, which is Bringing Experience to Life, Research and Education, featuring Dr. Anne-Marie Watherow. And thank you and enjoy your lunch.